So let's see, all my pages are live. Yes, that's the one. So I hope everybody can hear me clearly. I'm on two pages. I'm on my Facebook page and my YouTube page as well, because I just had this invitation, just inspiration to come here and talk. So good morning or good afternoon or good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me here. My name is Zsuzsanna Hörcsög. I'm a psychic, a medium, an intuitive teacher, a coach, a healer, and a therapist. And this is my page here. That today is Saturday, the 29th of May, 2021. And I'm here to bring some cards. So those of you know how I work, I just write something different because my intention is to bring cards for the long weekend, because where I am based in the UK, we have a long weekend now, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then let's see what we have, what are cards. I'm looking into two different cameras. So if you are on one page or another, feel free to comment, like, and share, or follow the page. This is just a little experimentation of mine here. So what I'm going to do, I know usually I do the 3 cards. I did this last month for all the signs, and today I'm going to do the same. So if you are one sign or the other, just listen into this conversation and see what the cards are bringing to you. And so I'm going to use John Holland's The Psychic Tarot Oracle cards. So 2 different cameras, here we go. This way. And I'm also going to use card grace, angels and ancestors, oracle card. Okay, so whichever camera I'm looking into. So here we go. I quite like doing this. So my invitation is, if you have a question, bring that question forward and then see what answer you are going to receive, associate yourself with, okay? So let's just see where we are going. Put your feet flat on the floor, ease into your body, take a comfortable breath. And then while I'm, if you know how I work, I immediately, when I start putting the cards, I've got the information. So it's not even talking to individual signs here, but it feels like what Spirit is saying, that quite a lot of us are trying to rush into many, many things, So just remember, this is for the weekend and we are moving forward. So what Spirit is saying, that quite a lot of us are trying to rush into doing many, many things. And then why are we doing this? Why would you do that? This is what they are telling me, why would you do that? We can just quite a lot of people just jump from one idea to the next and without doing anything with those ideas. And in this aspect, it feels that we are wasting our human life, what we understand in life as life, and time, expressed in time. Now, what Spirit is saying to all of us, all the consciousness here, that there are shorter ways to get to our target, and a lot of us are complicating or overcomplicating our path and also our role, what we need to. Yes, we know it is our purpose, but we say that my identity. So there is an identity attached to it, and a lot of us, quite a lot of people, still are very much attaching themselves to their identity, and then they say that's your identity, right now. So if you are still in the pattern of figuring out your identity or what you do and how you do your things, then or why you do your things, and then you wear a shield in front of you, but Spirit says, just ease into it. Sooner or later you will realize that you do not need that in front of you or within you to cope. Okay, and then there are the effort, like trying, as opposed to putting that identity to the side and then just feeding into your own purpose. Okay, so that is what before we got any of the cards. So that is for everybody here. Too much smoke, but Spirit says too much smoke. It's like letting off too much smoke. We are concentrating on the smoke, not on the actual fire, the source of the fire, And it's interesting because I put my cards down and then the top card just stuck onto my hand. So I have to look at this. Moving on. Oh my goodness me. I love my cards. Look at that. Moving on. So if you are joining in, thanks very much for joining in. I'm going to bring you 12 short conversations for the 12 signs. I'm on 2 different channels here. But then, as always, when I shuffle the cards, things are coming to me immediately. Okay, so within this conversation, that is a card. Okay, moving on. So I'm shuffling my cards again, and I'm going to bring you 12 short messages for the 12 signs, and then if there's any question, then I'm going to bring you short answers to those questions as well. Okay, so I'm going to go for Aquarius. Now, when I'm saying the word Aquarius, I feel that, so this is for the weekend now, weekend of moving forward. I'm feeling Aquarius, you are moving around, you are in a circle, as if you are just going around the circle and circle. You feel that you think that you are smart, because Spirit is also giving me this, the circle of crops on the field out there. So Aquarius, you might feel that, I've been trying to do, I'm just going around, repeating the things, and I'm not feeling much result out of it. And what Spirit says, how many more times do you want to go around in the circle and then repeat the same things? Nobody, what Spirit is saying for the Aquarius right now for the weekend, and nobody is telling you to do the same, just to go and do the same things. It's really you who can stop yourself and then say, what, I'm stopping myself. And then I want to reclaim my space and my energy. Okay, so this is what I get for Aquarius here. Don't blame the others as well. Okay, don't blame the others, especially the people who are very close to you and want to expressing their love in various forms. And then we are blaming them just because we have not got to the point of stepping out of our circle, So it's and then what I feel with the circle is quite interesting, because I'm watching what my hand is doing here, and it goes anti-clock. No, it's clockwise, but it's more of the coming to me, coming to me. It's more, it's not as fast as it's a little bit stuck, that is what I feel. So here we go, Aquarius, let's see what we have a card for you. I'm going to bring individual answers as well. I'm going through the signs, the 12 signs. I always say I'm doing it quickly, but actually I tend to speak a lot and say a lot. Okay, so Aquarius. Again, the top card was to come with me from the John Holland track. So Aquarius power, step into your power, Aquarius, for the weekend. Nobody's going to do this thing for you. And then immediately when you step into your power, then you stop blaming others. So you've got 2 conversations here, stepping into your power, bringing it back to all the other conversations, what you have created about others and the environment is going to diminish themselves, because it's not important. Okay, so 1 card from this deck for Aquarius. Let's see another one I'm just going to do it quickly, because I always say, I'm going to have a short conversation, but you cannot do a short conversation when you talk about signs, but the 12 ones with 2 decks of cards in your hand. There we go. Okay, another one for Aquarius. I've got a broken arrow. Broken arrow is the energy of peace. Okay, so embrace the energy of peace, and then that is within you. Okay, so that is within you, the peace within you, the power and the peace within you. We've got 2 wonderful cards here. Yeah, that's a good weekend for Aquarius. Here we go, whichever camera I'm looking at. Okay, so I'm going to put these cards back to the deck. I quite like that, and shuffling, and going for Pisces now. Pisces. Now, Pisces for the weekend, I'm feeling that, it's again, I'm getting again, stop doing this. Spirit normally expresses itself in a different way, but it's more of the, now what is the purpose, So for Pisces, what I'm getting is a stop being that little child something, I need to have that, up to this point, tiptoe, but then use the time, practice. You have to step into your own. Again, it's quite similar, a little bit similar to Aquarius, that stop being shy, and then there is much more to yourself. Okay. Now, Aquarius was how I am within the community, and then with the others, and I'm blaming others, and I'm experiencing myself in that environment. Now, for the Pisces, what I'm feeling is that it's within you, it's like a very delicate little flower, what I feel for Pisces. And then that flower, wants to open the petals. And then, yes, it's good to be delicate with ourselves or towards ourselves, but want to show more. Get ready, Pisces, and I want to show one more petal of my little flower there. Okay, so this is what I'm getting for Pisces. Take your time, what Spirit says, for Pisces, take your time. Nobody's going to rush. And then when you feel that there is somebody who wants to take a little petal, wants to take one of the petals, then what you do is just hang on to, claim and reclaim your own space, but claim that is yours. Nobody needs to take anything away from you. So that is for Pisces. So here we go, 2 cards. Thanks very much, guys, for listening. If you have a card, if you have a message, or if you have a question, you can write here. I'm just going through the 12 sides here. Okay, so I'm talking about, yes, Pisces. Again, I'm going for the top card. I need to go for the top card. Okay, rest and rejuvenate. Rest and rejuvenate. So I'm quite delicate with myself. Okay, rest and rejuvenate. And then another one from the other deck. I have a Pisces, heart, guardian, love, and let yourself be loved. And the other camera, because I've got 2 cameras here. Wonderful. Rest and rejuvenate and love and let it be yourself. Let yourself be loved. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, so we've got Aries. Aries, I'm feeling a lot of adventure for you for this weekend, Lots of adventure. Now I'm getting the number 3, 4. And when I'm getting the number 3, 4 for Aries, I feel, when in the song, in music, we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Spirit is telling you that, you are just about to complete something. I've got something I'm just about to complete. And then, just the final touch I'm putting to somewhere, something I'm doing, a conversation or a situation, or I did maybe a project. That is what I feel for you, Aries. And then I'm just putting the final steps. So 1, 2, 3 has covered, I've done those, and I'm adding the last one there. So it's more of the, I'm going to celebrate, I'm putting my feet up. So this is what I have for you, Aries. You can put your bows down, You can put it down and you can have a little rest. That is what I'm getting. Okay, card for Aries here. Today I feel I need to go for the top cards with this one. I think this one I'm going to do. So Aries, conflict and defeat. I feel it's the energy of what you might be experiencing around you, The energy of what you might be experiencing around you. And interesting, while I'm holding this card, I feel like I need to move the card sideways, the turning. So even if your experience is, my voice, for some reason, I'm feeling something for Aries in my voice as well. For some reason, I feel I need to turn it sideways, If you feel that things are maybe going a little bit down, just make sure that you switch it to, it's the other way around. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. You might feel some of your areas that, oh, you know what? I know I'm doing whatever I'm doing, my little project here, but maybe it's a little bit down here. And what Spirit says, the last step, you can still turn things upside, to turn up, upwards, So it's, even if you feel that is the energy, like the last one, just add that extra push. What you are doing, and then you are able to shift things, turn things upside down. Okay, now let's have another card for Aries. You've got the Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. There's the one. Oh, I put it back to the deck. Okay, so turning things upside down and reward. Okay, for my other camera here as well. Oh, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Now let's go for Taurus. I'm doing it quickly because I want to have a card for individual readers. So if you are here and I have a question, I'm doing 2 cameras right now. I'm talking to my phone or Facebook and then YouTube going live. We'll see how it works. Okay, Taurus. Now for Taurus, for the weekend, what I'm feeling, that you might feel that, for what I'm doing right now, what is in front of me, I feel that you might feel that, I don't want the help from other people, what they are offering. I don't want that and I don't want that because I feel that they are holding me back. but coming from your heart or coming from your mind, because it might be coming from your mind. And when you ease into the things and then ease into the corners, then you feel that it is actually not as harsh. Maybe I don't need to express myself as harshly as I would or I'm doing, and then it's maybe just feeling into the space or the frequency of the person who wants to help, offering help on the side, this person or that person, and then just, okay, so let's see, let's cooperate, you might be one Taurus, I don't want teamwork, I don't want to cooperate, or Spirit is saying a little help, just take notice of it and see, what you are going to create. But be a little bit, I'm dancing in the in that energy, dancing. Oh, what is the song? Dancing in the Night. There's a song like that, Dancing in the Night. This is what you get, Taurus. Okay, card for Taurus. Going to put it up again. Fulfillment of wishes for Taurus. And another one I'm bringing is. Yes, suddenly I thought it was upside down, but no. Okay. Wow. Taurus, you also get the heart guardian, and it's already there. That unity is already there for the Taurus. Two sides, and then very well how you are balancing. The scale, combining it. So that's for Taurus. Okay, going for Gemini here. I'm going to shuffle my cards again. So Gemini. There you are. Gemini, I'm feeling a little bit quiet for you, Gemini, for the weekend. I don't know if it's some sadness what you are experiencing, or I'm feeling a little bit hurt or something. I feel I need to go into my heart space. I feel I need to be a little bit quieter, Gemini, for this weekend. And if you feel that way, just allow yourself. Nothing wrong when you feel that. You just allow yourself that experience showing itself, and then you allow, and then to do some journaling, maybe putting some music on, which is a little bit faster than how your heart beats right now, or what you feel as your mood, maybe a little bit brighter, not a really, really outrageously bright music or fast music, but then something which is just a little bit brighter, and then just allow it to experience itself. Okay, a card is jumping out for you, Gemini, and I've got Destiny, and from my other deck I have Sage, be devoted and committed. Yes, it's we tend to be thinking about the others, and putting things and the energy, when we think about the others. But then these cards are really like they're telling me, the energy is telling me for Gemini this weekend, just bring it within you, That is maybe a little bit quieter weekend for you, Destiny, and be devoted and committed to yourself, committed that, when you are on your own path, we have to, as we feel that we need to listen, we need to create a space so that we listen, time and space, so that we can actually listen to our own soul, not always just be guilty to the others, So let's see, Cancer here. Cancer, I feel for the weekend, what Spirit is giving me as I'm picking up one glass and then picking up another one and putting it down, and then I'm really feeling that, I'm joyful, that I'm really appreciating. That is what I want to say for Cancer. I'm really appreciating what the universe gave me here, and I'm joyful about that. I'm grateful about that, and there is another one, and I'm grateful about that. And then I feel that you might be the one for this weekend that the energy is continuing for you. This Cancer energy, that I am in the move of manifesting and creating and being joyful and being playful about that. And what Spirit said, nothing wrong with that. Even when people say something, or they might have different opinions, but you have learned by now to shuffle it off, just brush it off. I love the way how Spirit works in my hands, because they give me the messages, So that by now you have learned how you do, you know, how you manage things. I also want to say like give and take. So I don't know whether if you do any trade or any you sell things and buy things, or you know, give and take. That is the energy. It's like a second nature for you, and then you are very playful about that. And I feel that is the energy which is continue for you. You know, Cancer. Let's have a card for Cancer. I am bringing short messages, and I'm going to bring individual messages as well. Yeah, as well. Okay, Cancer, a card. For some reason, I'm just going for the top one. Yeah. Thank you, lovely people who are commenting on my hair. This is my like a la Zsuzsanna, hairstyle. Don't tell anybody. Here we go. Thank you. This is what happens when you don't brush your hair. You just let it go, you know. That's why I like this kind of thing. So what are we talking about? Card for Cancer. I think I brought a card. Okay, solar plexus chakra for Cancer. Even it's strong, and then it's really pumping energy into that. You know, I feel like you put your heart into many things, and then it's not just your heart which is pumping, but your solar plexus like pump. You know, that life force is there for you. You know, and then what Spirit says, you know, just bask in that energy, and then you are already very good at sharing it with other people. Okay, the other card I get you is the Spirit gives me is Elder. Move beyond ancestral patterns, and then already you have mastered quite a lot of that, you know, Cancer. You have mastered quite a lot of that. In fact, quite a lot of Cancerians here, you might want to consider how you share it, you know, how you empower others to do the same, you know, empower others to do the same. You got quite a lot of under your belt, like punch, and you learn from those experiences. And now maybe it's the time to, you know, putting things onto the next level. But that's for you, Cancer, lovely people. Here we go. I'm looking over there a little bit because I have a neighbor who quite likes looking through the fence and then seeing what I'm doing here. So I'm going to talk to him. Maybe I will bring something for him as well. Here we go. You know, when you have the neighbors. You know, when you have neighbors and neighbors. When the frequency is slightly different, and you can do all the hokey-pokey things in their eyes. That is the conversation, or in fact my conversation, because I feel I need to explain things, but I do not need to do that. I'm just noticing it. Okay, Leo. Okay, Leo, when I said the word Leo, even the way how I was given the word Leo, I feel I need to slow down a little bit, you know. So use the forthcoming couple of days now, even a couple of weeks, I have to say, because this is what I heard as well. Use that time to slow down, you know. You might have had quite a few months, you know, behind me. It's like 3 and 6 and 9 months, 8 and 9 months, that I was just rushing through things, and then I felt it was a race, you know. I felt that was a race, and I felt maybe I did not rush and not much result, you know. So if you feel that way, Leo, then use the forthcoming few days and the forthcoming few weeks to ease into things and slowing down, and just, you know, you still do the same things, but then just feeling into, you know, and when you are doing Tai Chi, when your life is chaos, and then when you are doing Tai Chi, and then within that chaosness, lots of actions, then you experience yourself much slower, but then your movements are the same, but then internally you slow down, you know, and that is how you feel. You are in the same conversation, but then your reality is different, you know, if it makes sense. It's quite a wonderful feeling if we get to that point. So this is what Spirit gives you, Leo. Okay, 2 cards for Leo, and I'm going to go one each side. Okay, deception and envy. Now, when I'm looking at this card, I want to look at the number 7, you know. And also what I want to say is that, yes, put the mask down, you know. It's already holding your head. There's another camera there. Okay, so put the mask on the head, you know, already tight on your head. So might be doing it for some other reason, to fit into some purpose, you know, or to serve something or somebody else. And then you know very well this is not going to serve you for long, you know. So what am I doing with it? Take it down and just breathe. Okay, looking through the world, you know, seeing the world without any mask on us. It's quite interesting. I'm saying the mask, but here we go. But it's like how I am fitting myself into my reality. Okay, energetically as well. Okay, there we go. Another one. Father Sky, trust in the unknown. This is pretty cool, you know. Shake it off and then just trust. We cannot do that. We cannot start the trust. I trust and allow and allow the energy to come to me, even with my voice. Oh my goodness me, living living a lie or living something which I already know is not for me and does not fit. You know, and sooner or later we all shake it off. We all realize it's not the one. Because there is a different reality, you know, and then you might be the one who is just on one, you know, on the bridge between the two stages. So here we go. And I will be a little bit quicker because I want to bring us as well. If there's anybody, it's all experiential here because I am in 2 different channels. Plus, I've got another audience out there, which is my neighbor over the fence. So here we go. Where are we? Virgo. No, Virgo. I pick up the card. You know, cards work wonderful for you or any object, but it's interesting because it's not that I need to shuffle the card or pick a card for you, Virgo, but I feel that I need to move it as a block. Okay? So, Virgo, you might feel that, you know, it's in my hand. The thing is in my hand. Am I ready to do something with it, or I'm very tightly keeping it? You know, that is what I feel. That is maybe I'm feeling a little bit tight about things. And then I know that I need to do something about that because I can't go on like that. You know, that is what I feel. So do something. And then what Spirit says, it doesn't matter which side of your thing, what you are hanging on to so tightly, which side you face or you choose or what card you pick, it doesn't matter. Your thing is, it's not that what you choose or how you choose it or what you get as a result, but then your thing is that actually do something, you know, if it makes sense. So it doesn't matter which card I'm picking for you, Virgo. It doesn't matter because your conversation is, I just have to do something. I just have to take one step. Okay, so I hope it makes sense because it's things, but then Virgo. Go and pull it off, Mom. You choose the easier option, because if you start thinking about analyzing things, then you get lost in the details. You know, which card? Oh, I don't like that. I put it back. You know, no, you go for the shortest, the quickest, the easiest version. Okay, so Virgo card. Top. Taking the top card for you. Okay. Transformation, and that lies. Your transformation lies in that. Okay, so that makes sense. And another one from the other card. Let's see. I love, you know, when there are more than cards, 2 or 3 cards coming in my hand from the same deck. So here we go. Virgo, Hermit, retreat and recharge. Yes. Maybe I need a little time to reflect. You know, the forthcoming few days need a little time. And then I'm going to stop. And then I have to put some intention behind that, you know. It's not just happening by itself, transformation. I have to that is a good action to take. Retreat so that you recharge, and then you have that, the energy is shifting, you know. Like the other recording I was talking about, you know, you might want to sleep a little bit or do something different or cancel things, and then just give yourself that time and space, you know. So that is it. You are doing very well. I'm going for Libra. Or was I talking about Libra? I think no, I was Virgo. Libra. My mind is a 2 different reality, you know, with your mind. No, I'm not sure. I think I was. Okay, I'm going for Libra now. Honestly, I think I have a little balloon moment here. Libra. Okay, the card for Libra, then I will do this way. Power. Okay, and I'll give you another one. Sage, be devoted and committed. And while I'm holding this together, Libra, I feel that my two hands need to come in together in prayer, you know, because I feel that you have come through a stage. Yes, a lot of people went through, a lot of us. You have come through a stage when now I just, you know, I'm just peaceful, you know, I'm contemplating, I'm taking that energy within me, you know, I'm putting my hands together and I'm expressing my gratitude. And you might be a Virgo who is expressing it, sorry, a Libra, you might be a Libra who's expressing it via prayer, you know, a quiet contemplation. The face is important for me. The face is important for me, you know. And then also, I'm noticing how my voice is quieter and slower, you know. Okay, lovely. So, Scorpio. Mariana, wish you a great weekend. Thank you very much. I'm wishing you a great weekend, a good weekend too. Here in the UK, we have a long weekend. Is it bank holiday? It's a long weekend. Okay, so going for Scorpio. Okay. Now, when I get a card for Scorpio, I feel like, you know, again, I go with a block, but then Scorpio, you are pretty good at choosing what you want, you know, and then it's not just what you like one thing, you go for 2 and 3, and then you have that energy, you have that power to really being able to combine things, you know. So whatever card, it's quite interesting how I feel it, you know. I take 2 or 3 cards, okay. That's for Scorpio. But then just to demonstrate that whatever Spirit gives you are able to make it work because you are able to combine it. You know, you've got that extra talent of how I am combining things and putting things together, you know. And then it's okay, maybe one card is not the one you want, or one aspect is not what you want. But then when you are very much able to combine things, you know, putting things together. So your cards are disruption. Okay, one camera at a time. Disruption. Okay. Your card is rejoice in celebration. Okay. And your card is transformation. This is coming up. And then I could have, the sensation with this is I could have shown these cards in all different order. Doesn't matter because you are a person, Scorpio, who's able to put it together, you know. So you can move from transformation to rejoice and celebration, and that takes someone's word up, you know, up for your word because there is something else, and then you recreate the cycle, which is leading you to transformation and rejoice and celebration. And it's just like the wheel of circle, the circle of wheel, you know. Circle of wheel going up and down, and then you are very much in charge, you know. Another card for you, Scorpio, is top from the other. Hermit, retreat and recharge. Oh my goodness me, because it's quite fascinating because the same cards coming up from the different packs, even though I'm shuffling the cards here. Wow. Okay, Sagittarius, you've been very patient here. There is that wisdom energy, you know, like I'm quietly, I'm okay with that, watching the others do their things, you know, and when it's my time, when it's my turn, then I add something to it, you know, only if I wish to do that, you know. I'm feeling quite laid back in Sagittarius. Yes, now what Spirit says to you is that, you know, you could teach that, you know, you can, because you've got that wisdom, you know, and it's somehow your natural ability to be in this way, and then you can teach that, and then not necessarily teaching it, but just by your presence that is in your aura, that energy is within you, around you, and people coming to you and coming in closer contact with you, they feel that energy, that frequency. And then even if you don't intend to do anything, you are already it. This is what I want to say. Okay, so cards for Sagittarius. Okay, take the top. The waiting game is over. So if you are a Sagittarius, you feel that, you know what, yes, I've been waiting, but maybe I had to wait a little bit longer, then the waiting game is over. This is what I heard when I picked up the card. The waiting game is over. Feel that things are starting moving forward for you, you know, Sagittarius. Okay, take another card from the other one. Shapeshifter, transform and honor your gifts. This is what you need to do. Exactly what was said. Okay, so that game is over now. Moving forward, and then doing something with it. You know. Here we go, Sagittarius. Putting my cards back, and I'm going to shuffle them, and then finally I'm getting to Capricorn. Now I'm getting to Capricorn, which is also my sign, and I've been very patient about Capricorn. If anybody has a question, you can write under this recording here. Oh, there's something falling out. In fact, two things. Oh, okay. Capricorn, we get two things. We get the emotional withdrawal and the truth. Actually, so this is what I've been talking about this week. You know, sometimes we just have to withdraw ourselves, you know. Withdraw ourselves to take account, take everything in before we, wow, what is the next thing, okay? And then truth reveals itself, shows itself, you know, in a form where we need to, we need to receive it, you know. I'm feeling this is actually quite the energy for Capricorn, you know. I'm a Capricorn, and these are definitely my cards for this week. Okay, another one for Capricorn, for the angels and ancestors cards. Choosing one. Knight, be brave and honest. Be brave and honest. It goes with this one. Open it like a gate. Open it like a book. You know. Ta-ta. So here you go. Here we go, lovely friends. These were my little conversations for the signs for this long weekend, and for some of us for the days afterwards. So here we go. I enjoyed sharing this. Let's see if you have any question. If anybody's here and I'm wanting to have a question, because Marlene is here. Thank you for sharing it. Yes. Are you still here? Let's see if I have a trying to read the country. Hang on. How can I read the there is somebody. I can't read your comment, the very first person on my list, because on my screen my lamp is just there. No, now I can see it. Hang on. Jayesh, yes. Does time work different in the spirit world? You know, it does. It does. That's why, you know, sometimes when I do the reading, sometimes when we have to have precision, then they give you that precision, you know. They say 3 weeks time or 5 months time, or moving forward, or what happened, you know, moving backwards. When they give us the time reference, the time frame, it's quite precise what was behind us. Moving forward, there could be leverage, you know, and then in a way that sometimes we get the information chop completely, precisely, you know, 3 weeks time, 5 months time, 8 months time, and then it's very, very clear. Sometimes when the message is about the soul's journey, those barriers, those time frames are a little bit floaty, you know, not as clear, but then the time is very different. So when they say, you know, that for the time conversation, their conversation, spirit conversation, consciousness, the conversation is that it is just in our physical reality that we need time, you know, this 3-dimensional reality, just to be able to measure our experience of what was past, what is our present, and what is our potential future, you know. So in that sense, we've got the time, but then for them it is very fluid, you know. And then what I can liken it to is that how we live in a 3-dimensional reality, when we put our focus through certain breathing exercises or training or practice, we are able to raise the frequency, and then we are in a different dimension, and different conversations come forward to us. And when we are able to sense ourselves differently, as well as still feeling that we are in the physical body, or we can get to a point when I don't need to feel my physical body, and then in that environment it is just a frequency what I'm feeling, and then that is the space when there is no time, So I could feel that I am in that space for maybe 2 minutes, but in fact I was there for 20 minutes, Or when we do astral travel, or in dream work or astral travel, my experience that yes, I can feel like I think last week it was, I woke up at just normal sleep. And then the following morning I woke up and I knew I was traveling, because I know the signs when I'm traveling. So it's not just a dream, but then it's a different type of experience. And then it felt like that I was away for the whole week. And then I said to myself when I woke up, it could not have happened, because I was not away for a week. But then the experience was such. So time is very fluid, Time is only our conversation here, because on the higher dimensions, we are able to move from one dimension to another. And then in that sense, there is no need to measure time, because we can be in many, many different places at the same time. And then the experience is that when we are working with the spiritual realms or higher dimensions, we can be in different dimensions, It's within mediumship, it is just one level. But then when we are raising the frequency, or when spirit or consciousness wants to work with us in a different realm, then they are lifting our frequencies so that we are in that dimension. And then in the dimension, we do not need time and space. And then in the dimension, we do not need labels or language. Or even thoughts. It's more of the sensation. And when we come back to this reality, then we bring the knowledge. And it's not just we bring the knowledge, but that we are given some experience. And when we come back to this physical reality, then we are able to share. And that's why I feel that it's so important that we raise our frequencies. Everybody's working on their own selves, raising the frequency through meditation. Okay, whatever mode it works for you, but it works. Because you just never know that you might be the one who is your frequency is being raised, because you've got a mission, you've got a purpose, your soul has not explored, but then for some reason you are guided there, and then in that sense the timing is quite right, because then you are given an experience. You are given an experience because your time is there. Your time, it is your perfect timing that you experience something, So that's why we need to work on ourselves. We need to, and then the way into this is meditation. One can read a lot of books. One can do a lot of studies or lot of courses or different things. But then shortcut is just meditate, because it's so very individual, the experience, that nobody can teach you. They can give you ideas, they can give you structure, they can give you techniques, and then they are all very, very useful. And then because everybody is on a different frequency, different frequency with a different mission, everybody works differently. So I'm not saying these are right or wrong, because everybody needs to experience what is really their frequency. And the way you do is that, you do your little maybe training or a course, or you do listen to this person, listen to that meditation, or various things. But then you always feel that, something is right for you, something is not right for you, it resonates for you. It's not that not right. Actually, I should not say not right, because everything is as it is. As it is, but something, things are resonating more with us, and we just need to follow that nudge, we need to follow, and then everybody finds a way what works for them, and then in this way, when we raise the frequency, yes, that's why there are lots of psychics, lots of mediums, lots of trance mediums, all different things, but everybody works slightly differently, because nobody can be exactly the same. We can't be the same as my teacher or my tutor of mediumship or whatever I want to say, And then in that sense, everybody is just so very unique. And that actually leads to another conversation, leads to another topic, that how I don't need to compare myself. We get to the point I'm comparing myself to the other student and whatnot. There are a lot of those conversations. But when you get to the point of realizing that actually that is just holding you back, any of those conversations holding you back is dampening your frequency, and dampening your light. Okay. Because we cannot compare ourselves to another person. And it's not just in mediumship or spiritual work, but any areas of our life. That's why when we do the comparison thing, that really we drop the frequency down to the ego level, and it's stuck. We are stuck, and it's a heavy energy, and it's all the there and back and there and back. There is no creation. There is no freedom there, So how did we get there? With the time conversation. So the working on ourselves, working with meditation, various meditation techniques or whatever works for you, but that it's a very, very unique experience to every single person. And we just have to go through the different stages of how we experience it or how we study, and then just because something works for another person, it does not mean that's going to be your path and it's going to work for you, My experience is that, yes, we can do certain things, and then from different trainers or different teachers or different conversations, I take away certain things which resonate with me, or I feel like, okay, I want to try it, or maybe I don't want to try it because I'm not interested in this, because it's not my frequency. And it's not because that the other thing is right or wrong, but it is just not my frequency, And then in that sense, you are already listening to your own, what is in your soul, Because sooner or later, if you follow somebody, some teachings or something, we feel it is stuck, because it becomes that, I'm just trying. And then you know very well it is not what your frequency, So you might have just pause and, okay, so not resonate, quiet, be quiet, and giving myself the space. Because sometimes what happens that when we are quiet, and then when we give up that I need a guide, I need to have a teacher, I need to have a course or whatever. And then when I'm going into my own private space and it's quiet and I'm working on myself, the space, I'm just allowing this individual to experience itself in the space, whether it is meditation or sitting quietly, or just watching my breathing, or just looking at a flower and then taking my time, or looking at the bird very quietly. Well, the bird is not quiet. I am quietly looking at the bird and just very much putting my focus on what I'm observing, because that quietens my mind and then brings down pressure and quietens my breathing pattern, and then it increases my own zone, So everybody can find their own way, That's a huge different topic. But then, good question. We got to from the time conversation. Yes, because the whole thing is just one thing, The whole thing is just one thing. So here we go. Marlene, may I ask a question about future love? I'm seeing, what I will do? I will just bring a card. One card. Okay, Marlene, what spirit is giving me a mirror? And I know this is a public conversation, not a private conversation. So I'm not going to tell everything what I am sensing, because it's private conversation. But what I want to say with the mirror is that when I'm looking at another person, am I really looking at another person, or I'm looking as I am looking in a mirror, So whose image I want to see, whose image it's important for me to see, Because when we are looking at another person, we feel like, oh, that is another person. And then if the other person is not there, then I'm searching for the other person. And what the spirit is giving you is a mirror, to look into the mirror. And then you find things in the mirror. And then what we find in the mirror, when we are looking into it, is where the answer is, And when you get that answer, when you take the mirror away, then noticing the other person and acknowledging the other person, that is already there, and it's always there, and it's already there. We just have this maybe a little hesitation of whether I'm really looking at the person or the opportunity, or I need to look into the mirror and and see who I am really. That is what I feel. Okay, interesting conversation. Interesting analog what I was given. Okay, a card for Marianne. Okay, top one. Maybe I'm going for the top one. Heartache and loss might be working through something here. What's this? Because with this card, I need to, the other camera, with this card, I need to move it around, turn it around, like as if I am in like water, and the mill, the mill in the water is turning around, it's like cleaning and clearing. That is what I feel. So when we have, that's your conversation, what is it, heartache and loss, we need to focus on the moving, moving forward, movement, as opposed to focusing on that one rock in that little river, which is called heartache and loss. That little stone wants to move itself. So we just have to put the focus on the water and the river, and it's continuous, it's flowing. It's not going to stop. It's ever flowing, Does it make sense? It's lovely analog, actually. That is what we get for this card. Let it drop. Here we go. That was from Mariana. Thank you for being here. Bear is here. Thank you very much for being here. Lovely little flower there. Thank you. What is next for me? What is next for me? Bear is asking, what is next for me? Now, while I'm reading your question, I don't know if you are still here, because I'm scrolling up and down. There you go. So, Bear, what was your question? What is next for me? Okay. Now, for you, what I was immediately when I was reading your question, Bear, what I'm feeling is you need to take a few steps back, 3 or 4 steps back, okay? And it's not that 3 or 4 weeks or 3 or 4 months, but I need to take a few steps back and then retrace my step. And then just from that point, as if, yes, I can't restart my life because that time has passed, but I can still go back and then see what was happening within that space, between now in this physical reality and then taking 3 or 4 steps back. And it's like unrolling. And then maybe what you have put down, you might want to unroll it and put it on a different path. I don't know whether you understand it. It has a little feeling that, yes, I started something, but I know I can change it. I can feel into it slightly differently. And I want to observe. I want to experience another option, but space says it's free choice. So retrace your step, 3 or 4 steps, retrace your step, roll it up, and then just feel that energy, what it would feel like if I roll it out in a different way. This is what I feel. It's more of the what space is stop playing that, not a game, but stop that, what, maybe I'm going to do it. Maybe it's more of the, I'm going to do something by myself. I'm going to do something privately, and then I'm playing this cat and mouse game with myself, Space says, why are we doing that? You already have everything. You've got all your skills. I also have a grandmother here with you, okay, Belle, a grandmother who is a little bit more, not purposeful, because you are purposeful as well. But then her energy is like, now do something with it, as opposed to just waiting and looking at it and pondering about, Her energy is, like when we are trying to jump into, the first time we want to jump into the water, and then we are thinking about this way and that way, and she goes and just gently pushes you. So take a big breath and then go for it. This is what she's saying. This is what she's showing you. Lovely, loving energy. I feel I am on your mom's side, a grandmother energy. A shorter lady, or a lady of your height, or a little bit shorter. I'm feeling quite comfortable in my body. And oh my goodness me, you would hear her voice. Sometimes you would hear the teeth, doing something with her teeth. But then a huge heart I feel with this lady. Okay, so one card for there. I go for the top one here. Trapped in fear. Okay, so that might hold you back. That might hold you back, but then you see what I get, that the key is within you. The key is with you. Nobody took the key away. the key is within you, so you can lock things from within. Okay, so this is what we have for Belle. Thank you very much for being here. I'm just doing some very short general readings here, guys. Okay, scrolling up and down. Thank you for the comments on my hair. It's like a la Zsuzsanna. I'm confused about my current love life. Any message? I think there was a message for you, Mariana. I didn't go back. Please listen to what was the message, because I forgot what I just said a minute ago. It goes. Yes, time is different in spirit world. In fact, yes, it's fascinating. Our life is about, how we are exploring and experiencing our own soul. We can be so busy with everyday things. It's all the doing and the relationships and all the different things. But when we simplify it, it is just about ourselves, the soul. Because when we move on, when we go, we don't take anything with us. And then at that point, we realize that every effort and all the hardship or effort or whatever we experienced, whatever label we gave to, it was yes, it was necessary to have, but when we go, we realize we take only the learning, just the learning. So the working with your own soul, and again, I just have to go back to meditation. There are two words. One is out there and one is within me. If I'm always putting my focus on what is out there, and then what, who, why, who, when, why, all those conversations, that's always out there. When I'm quieting my mind and when I'm going within, I don't need those. Through meditation, we learn that those questions, we'll let them go off, and then we get to the point that we can be really, really, it's like empty, there is that point, there is that space, that inner space, when all these conversations are irrelevant, and that is the space, even my hands are doing it, the space when we, like, internally, we feel that space, that is a space when we don't have any questions, because we know that questions are only on a few levels, like on the ego, it's more mind conversation. We need the mind because we need to remember things to live our everyday life. But when it comes to passing, crossing that line, that now I know that I am greater than my ego's conversation, and it's not that I am, because at that space we do not need to think of ourselves as I am or the other person. It's like the one is disappearing. The one is disappearing, and then the frequency, the sensation to this is that you don't feel your physical body. You might feel very, very delicately your own breathing, and the sensation is, my sensation was that it's like a jellyfish. I just feel the breathing, but otherwise I am not anymore any longer aware of my boundaries. So I'm not feeling my fingers, my physical body. The frequency is increasing itself, and then I can have a question, but at that space, in that space or at that stage, I don't need a question, okay? Because what I need to receive, I will receive, and then might come in a form of a very, very short thought. But then I know consciousness doesn't want to give us many thoughts, because then we start thinking, okay, was it my imagination? What was that? So I start analyzing, and I'm dropping the frequency down to my mind, because I'm asking the question as a person. But then there is that space when we are, it's quite like a floating, and then how you do it, you meditate. People can take various things, but then you meditate. That is the way into that, and then because it's your own very, very own private practice, nobody can really teach you. We can listen to recordings. People can give all different ideas that are useful when we are on the path at the beginning. When we are still feeling like being a pupil. Well, all of us pupils, but then the rest of us is really up to us. Whether I recognize that my own soul's journey is so very important for me. It's the most important thing for me. All the other things around me are secondary. When I realize it, and then when I truly mean that, then the real work can begin, And then in that environment, in that frequency, yes, I can listen to other teachers or whatever, but maybe I can let that go as well, So that is what I have to say about that, So when we have a question of, I still don't know what my soul path is, we just have to let the thinking go. Then I have to bring my frequency up. You see, when it gives me the energy when I'm talking about that, we need to bring ourselves back to the reality, this physical reality, and then starting on myself, in a form of meditation, like mindfulness. Okay, so I am observing my thought like a cloud. And then, yes, we can feel I don't want to start the whole conversation because it's a big conversation. Okay, but then it's something big. I think my second episode on Avana Psychic Radio, somewhere in January around the 19th, I think I was talking about this. I think of the second episode. But it's big, so I won't start talking too much. But it's definitely because there is an energy behind it, Okay. But thank you for asking the question. What I will do, because I know my energy goes on my personal level, I'm feeling, I will bring this conversation to the end now, and then I will come back another time to do more of these. So if you asked a question, Leticia is here. I don't know if you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. Good morning. Leticia. Okay, two questions, and I'll bring the conversation to an end now, okay, because I'm feeling my own physical level. Okay, so Jayesh, so using meditation can connect with past fun. Meditation is a way into it. Meditation is a way into it, So with meditation, we learn to work with our own mind and our senses as a physical person. So it's me, Zsuzsanna, and I'm meditating because my mind is really full, and I want to get a link with with this and that, or I want to work. That's a little bit away on the path. But then the most important thing is, yes, I'm working on myself with meditation. And then if you are like me, can have a lot of thoughts, then I have to take time, then I have to practice. It's not that it's happening 6 months time, it's happening 2 years time, it's happening 7 years time, It takes its time, depending on how much we are grabbed, how much we are stuck on the objective, three-dimensional, ego, fear-based mind conversation on that level, And then with meditation over time, we let those blockages, we need to work at it. Nobody can give it to us. It's not a knowledge we get. It's not a knowledge, it is an experience. So we need to work on ourselves. And then that happens is somebody starts meditating. Actually, I might talk about this on the show because I think it's a big conversation. When somebody starts meditating and they feel that, I'm not getting any results, so they give up. They give up, and then that is when I have to go back, because when I give up something, it means that my ego is not up to it. Or I have a different conversation about that or whatever. But it's my mind. It's my mind, and then I have to go back. I just have to stick with it. Now, when it comes to linking with something like a frequency, so with meditation, then I'm raising my, clearing the space, okay, raising my frequency. I can use various breathing techniques, but for that point, to me to get there, I really need to know what my thoughts are doing and how I am experiencing myself in my physical body, you know, because I need to know that. I need to know that. Otherwise, when spirit starts working with me, or if I start working with you on the psychic level, I need to know what is my frequency, what my energy, what my thought, and what is yours, or what is mine, and then the spirit worlds, you know. So that's why I can't just jump. I can't just ask for guidance. We have to go through different stages, you know. And some people will get to certain stages. Some people will spend the whole life on one stage, because that is what they are bringing with themselves into this reality, you know. Fear or mind conversation or ego conversation, or any of those things that. But then we have to work our way through. If really tuning into, if you really understand that this is the most important thing for our own soul, ourselves, to our soul. Ourselves is ours, but then our soul to experience. Then we take the time and we make it ourselves. You know, it is just so very important. You know, and then it's not that there is a result, because you might wait for a result, but what is the result? How do you measure a result? And then that really goes back to our mind conversation, because I want to have the result with my mind. I want to understand things with my mind. And if it's not there, then I give up and I do something else, which might give me satisfaction in the physical reality. But then, you know, while I strongly feel this, because when I was doing readings for people, and when there is a person, a spirit communicator, who reflects on their life 2 weeks before their passing, in the moment of passing, taking the breath, and then the out is when I've gone, you know, and after I have passed, after I have gone, this is what I have learned, you know. When I experience as myself a person, I experience those conversations through the messages, then it really shows me that, you know, it really made sense, started making sense to me, that actually that is the most important thing. The other thing you can try is past life regression. And if your soul is ready to experience the moment of your passing in certain times, if you work that way, if your soul is brave enough to experience the point of passing. Not every soul is brave enough, because sometimes soul doesn't want to go there because it was maybe too harsh, too painful, you know. There's still a blockage there. But then if your soul is choosing to experience that, and if you work with somebody who's a very, very good past life regressionist, you know, hypnotherapist, or even certain meditation, you can get there as well, you know, the different ways to get there. Then you feel your soul experiences, you re-experience something which is very deeply within you. But then, because of the whole setup of your hypnotherapy or something, then you are allowed to experience it because it is relevant to you in the very moment, you know. When we do some like energy work, we always get what we need to experience, because that is relevant to us, you know. So if somebody has problem or questions about relationship, then on that level, you go back to exploring relationship questions. If you have questions about financials, then your soul is taking you back to the point, you know. And the soul, when the soul is really brave, then they're choosing itself, again experiencing the moment of passing, you know. Very, very powerful. It happened to me a few times, and after that, the person whom I was working with, he was saying that not every soul experiences that point, and then if the soul needs to experience it, then it is being experienced. And now, while I'm talking about this, I'm realizing that maybe that's why I was given that opportunity to experience it, because then now I can talk about it, you know, because that was my personal experience. Okay, personal experience. And when I'm doing the readings for other people, then I am observing somebody else's experience, and then through the messages and through the frequencies, what I'm feeling, it's either sadness or joy, either way, you know, or anything in between, but then it's either this way or that way. And then they are showing something, and then that's why maybe that's why the whole experience is given. So, you know, we can talk about it, you know. So that's my it's not my because it's not, but then the soul gave that conversation, you know. So here we go. Another big conversation, a big thing here, you know. You know what I will do? I'm going to bring our conversation here to the close. One question about dream state. When we wake up in dream, I'll just tell you something. Once I read a book when we can read about many books, book about dreams, and it says, when we want to work with dreams, when we wake up and we remember the actual dream, ask 2 questions, or actually no. Summarize your dream in 2 sentences. Summarize your dream in 2 sentences. And the way you say it is in 3rd person. So Zsuzsanna was seeing this person, or this person entered my house, and then Zsuzsanna responded like this, so in 3rd person. So it's not that I was doing, but then 3rd person. So that is one thing you do, and you write it down in 2 sentences maximum. And then within what you write down, you find the keyword. The keyword is actually you find what was most unusual, maybe a symbol or something, or a word you were given, or anything which is really unusual, And then you take that keyword with you, and then you let it go, because the question we have is, okay, so what is the message? What is the message? Why did I get this dream, and what is the message? And then you let it go, So when you have any such dream that this is a little bit odd, try it. It's quite an interesting experience. And then what I found was, like with anything else, you try one technique and you work with it, and you experience, you explore it. And then if this is what you need to work with, or in this way, then it starts making sense. We just need to give time for ourselves and to that experience, because sometimes you can have things in a very minute, 1 or 2 occasions, and then the answer is there. But sometimes it takes a little bit longer, So this is my take on that. Yes. So my lovely ones, thank you very much for being here. That has been a long conversation. I will be coming back here. Now, those of you who know the Avana Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV's work, I will be there on Tuesday with a little bit different of time change. Okay, so I will put out what is happening there. A little bit different, which works a little bit better for me since I'm in the UK. An earlier time, okay, I have an earlier time there, and find the other channel, because I'm 2 different pages here. Find my Facebook page, which is Zsuzsanna New, where I'm sharing various things like this conversation and other things. So make sure that you like and share and follow the page, because when you follow, then you can be the first one on top of the list if I do live readings. I quite like doing them quite spontaneously. So here we go. That was my Saturday morning take on the whole world. Here we go. I hope you enjoyed this little chit chat. Next time, bring questions, because it's quite nice to have a little conversation here. So thank you very much for being here. I'm sending you lots of love and many blessings. And I'm going to switch off my lights here. So here we go. Make sure, light a candle and then give it to somebody else. Okay? That was a message.